Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Making his way to the cage and fighting out of the red corner, it's Anthony Rossi.
All right, Anthony Rossi coming out of Disciple MMA, undefeated and coming off with a lot of hype.
I've actually gotten to watch him fight before, man. He's a fun guy to watch, you know. And the first time I saw him fight, I was like, okay, this guy he looks different, you know. Yeah. There's a certain like composure to like the guys that have like his body type.
Yeah.
Is like the wrestlers that like you can still see a little bit of belly fat on them, but they got quick hands and cardio. You know, it kind of reminds me of like old school Cain Velasquez.
He is oddly calm in there, and he listens well to his coaches. I've actually cornered him for a couple fights. He does listen well. He's very coachable, he's a performer for sure. Mm-hmm. He loves the lights.
Definitely. When he after the last fight that I saw him do, when he got on the mic, he went a little crazy.
Yeah.
But now at 3-0 as a pro, is one of those things. Is like, okay, you're starting to build the momentum. You're like, okay, I think I could do this. I think I get to the big leagues.
Yes.
It's one of those things where now you're fighting to get a potential to get a belt that's gonna get you to the next level.
Yes. Yeah. And he's still young. He's still got a ways to go. Again, I would like to see more as far as the discipline goes, and we could see a big jump, in his career.
Hey man, after this fight, he might have a heavyweight title on him.
Absolutely.
Back to you, Chris.
And his opponent, making his way to the cage and fighting out of the blue corner, it's Fabian Law.
Fabian is 6'3", 261. Very imposing. Kind of reminds me of Bigfoot.
Yeah. And we're seeing a classic matchup here, striker versus wrestler.
Yes. And whenever you see someone coming out with the Muay Thai shorts, sometimes it's a trick.
Yes.
Sometimes it's a trick. They come out with the Muay Thai shorts and get to grappling right away. But since Anthony's coming off his wrestling background, I'm sure he's not worried about that at all. I think we're going to be seeing a striker versus a grappler here.
That's a trick I play. All of my wins are submission. I wear tie shorts in there every time.
Yeah. Walk in with some tie shorts on, I've seen a guy come in with the full tie shorts, the headband.
Yeah.
They did the full the dance, and they did everything. Got in there, went straight for a takedown armbar. I was like, nice.
That's awesome. There you go.
Nice. I was like, you got to commit the extra mile to do the dance before you actually get in there.
That's real art of war stuff.
Takedown armbar.
That's funny.
Is a part of the game.
And both guys coming out of very legitimate gyms. House of Muay Thai is a very legitimate Muay Thai gym. Yeah, those guys are a real deal.
Yes. I got to throw it back down to Chris.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is the main event of the evening. This bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, and it is for the vacant CageZilla heavyweight title. It is brought to you by our friends at Gray Realty Group, a top real estate team in Northern Virginia, and the Shop Gym with locations in Manassas and Ashburn, the powerlifting mecca of Northern Virginia. And now, starting out, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5'10" and weighing in at 253 pounds, fighting out of Disciple MMA, he brings a perfect 3-0 record to the cage. It's Anthony Rossi. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6'3" and weighing in at 261 pounds, fighting out of the House of Muay Thai with a record of 2 wins and only 1 defeat. It's Fabian Law. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. It is for the vacant CageZilla heavyweight title. It is brought to you by Gray Realty Group and the Shop Gym. And here is referee Michael Dolman with the fighter instructions.
Listen, you guys have received your information in the back. Fight clean, fight hard. Touch gloves. Thank you, gentlemen.
Now, what we didn't talk about is the fact that Fabian is 42 years old.
Yes.
And on top of that, he has also never been out of the first round. So let's see if he's bringing in some crazy power into this fight, or let's see if Anthony could take this down the distance. Because they said Anthony always goes all the distance.
These are some big boys. The Fabian has got some thick legs.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and
Anthony locking up already.
Double unders already, you know.
Yep.
This is a bad place to be, being the striker guy, fighting somebody that's wrestling at the collegiate level.
So I tell you guys, I actually train at the Shop Gym with Anthony Rossi sometimes, and I can tell you what, this kid is one of the hardest workers in the gym, and he has a very bright future. I'm very interested to see what he does in this fight.
He kind of reminds me of Patrick Cote. That's a throwback name for you newer UFC fans, but Patrick Cote was the man back in the day. He looks just like him.
Good jab by Rossi.
And Sadiq, I know you're a CageZilla Hall of Famer, and Anthony Rossi's actually got a fellow Hall of Famer down there in his corner.
Big right hand.
Johnny Curtis.
Big right hand. Jeez. Yeah, he's connected twice with that overhand, man. Now, one of the things I see, the fact that Fabian has never been out of the first round, he might be one of those guys that, like, when you're fighting him, you think, okay, his punches don't hurt, and then he catches you with something by surprise and puts you out.
He's calculating the whole time.
And guys, I know you both made this jump. What is it like going from 3 3-minute rounds to 3 5-minute rounds?
I won't lie, the first time is a huge difference. One of the things that helped me out was that a few of my amateur fights, I did 3 5 minutes, you know, and it's definitely one of those things that you're gonna feel the big difference, you know. That 2 minutes might not sound like a lot, but it's a whole lifetime when you're in there, especially when things are going bad.
And Sadiq, you're also literally a half of their weight, so they're carrying a little bit more.
Yeah, they got to carry around 40 more pounds than I do.
Yeah.
If you know how to compose yourself, though, it turns into more time to work.
Yes.
You know, so you don't have to panic and work so hard to get that.
Very good point.
Yes. Nice. Now, a few times I've seen Anthony get
Good
some
elbow.
good underhooks. I'd like for him to try to take this fight to the ground, you know? Oh, that was a very big telegraph knee setup there from Fabian.
Ooh,
I don't. That's one of the few things I've seen tonight a few times is people running in. You know, I don't like the running in, especially with somebody that you've seen on paper. It has all finishes.
Yeah, and he ran in with that left cocked back, ready to just eat one down Main Street.
Right.
Yes.
Got to get that head offline.
Yeah.
Man, much respect to Fabian, man. At 42 years old, man,
Sticking in there.
Yeah. In here with a young lion, too, and with a primarily striking fighting style. Oh, he's going for the takedown.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
The entire cage
the whole cage just moved a little bit, you know.
Fabian with the takedown.
Now, Anthony didn't give as much of a fight defensively as I expected for him to give. So I don't know if maybe that there was some type of injury or what just happened in that transition, but he kind of just accepted the takedown.
Right. Yeah, we do have a lot of time to work, too. He's got 2 minutes to try to secure something here.
Yeah, unless I don't really see that. There was not much hips, you know, and it wasn't like Fabian hit the takedown automatically. They did bounce back at first. They bounced off the fence, and then he secured his hands. Good control.
Wow, good reversal by Rossi.
That was a 2-on-1 from bottom.
Very unconventional, especially with a heavyweight, Sadiq.
Yes.
To be able to basically shoulder throw that guy from a double,
this is good top pressure here.
I haven't seen that since like high school wrestling. You know, a 2-on-1 from bottom. It's like a drop. It's like a judo throw.
Bad position right here for Law. Got Anthony Rossi on top, inside control.
Definitely. Now, I don't know how much of that was Anthony's technique or was Fabian's lack of technique for being able to get a roll from top position like that. Oh, this is a very strong position. This is something we see Brock Lesnar do back in his UFC career.
That's his classic.
Arm trap from side control.
That's Frank Mir, too.
I was about to say, that's something we see Frank Mir do, too. He eat those punches. So
And if you could get that same position, and instead of holding onto the wrist, you could get under the armpit, or under the underarms, is even more of a stronger position. It's almost like a half Nelson from the front.
Yep, it's one of those really hard positions to get out of on the bottom.
Especially with the bigger guys.
Yeah, oh my God.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm surprised Fabian grabbed on and held on. And it didn't try to get up right there.
I think he might have held on because of how easy he was able to get the first takedown. You know, I think instead of coming all the way up, he just went back to the leg. I think he thought he was going to be able to get another easy takedown.
He was wrong.
For sure. He ran into some solid hips after that. Now, I won't lie, although Anthony's the wrestler on paper, with how easy Fabian was able to secure that takedown, if I'm his coaches, I might say go back to it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It looks like Fabian sucking some big, deep breaths in right there.
Yeah, definitely. And Anthony's not using the stool to kind of standing up. And I that's one of those things where I've had a coach in the past tell me before, like, hey, we're going to stand up the whole round, play the mental game, blah, blah. So it's one of those things where on the one hand, I can kind of see it. On the other hand, give me as much energy as I could get back.
That's also true.
Yeah. You know, if you could roll out of bed for me in between rounds, take a quick nap, wake me back up for the next round, I'll take it.
He's got Johnny Curtis over there in his corner. That dude's old school, though.
Local legend.
Yeah, no,
definitely.
we don't need a stool.
Yeah. Definitely.
Rossi looking ready to go. Fabian, hands on hips. See who comes out more ready.
Still breathing deep. Over there in the blue corner is Fabian Law.
And a lot of guys, a lot of local fighters that I know are always going up to Curtis's for a lot of good wrestling training.
Oh, he's
right
the best.
away.
Absolutely, Sadiq.
Now let's see if Fabian's willing to change game plans here. You know, it's one of these things where, like, yeah, this is what was written on paper, but you don't have to die by what stat they're giving you walking into the octagon.
Right.
Like, yeah, I'm the striker, so I'm gonna strike. Like, no, I'm gonna take this fight to the easiest place I can find the victory at.
I don't like that little kick that Rossi just tried to throw. He
Yeah.
opened
Came
himself
a little
up.
low.
Yeah, I thought he was going for a question mark kick there for a second, but I didn't know. The way he came up, it looked weird.
Yeah, and the fact that he keeps picking his leg up off the ground, you know, it's hard to really generate power off that, and he's doing a little bit too slow for it to be a good setup.
And when he does, he drops his hands.
Yes. Now, I do like the fake of a level change. That's a better fake. I would prefer that over just picking your feet up. Now, this is Fabian's first time in a second round in his whole career, you know. So we're talking about
seeing the gas tank now.
Yeah, 3 5-minute rounds. He's about to do 10 more than he's used to ever doing in his life.
I'm just nervous that Rossi is not being very cautious. You know, on that spinning back fist just a minute ago, he was very nonchalant about getting back to his position. That's how you get caught.
Yeah. Yeah, and Fabian is actually doing pretty good with his hands defense. He's checking a lot of punches with his elbows and catching a lot of overhand. I was just about to say that it would be good if Anthony started looking for some leg kicks.
I tell you what, Fabian Law's got some tree trunks.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to chop through those.
Yes. But to be honest, Fabian could throw leg kicks back. You know, both of them are kind of in a very sideways stance.
Right.
I don't see anybody checking kicks anytime soon, but it seems like they're just willing to box each other right now.
Yeah, and just not much offense coming out of Fabian at all. Everything, it looks like he's countering a lot and just looking for an opportunity. Yeah. And conceivably down one round right now.
Yeah. And this round is still up for grabs. You know, I feel like whoever gets busier in this last 3 minutes is probably going to take it.
We got to remind ourselves this is a heavyweight fight.
That is true. That is true.
They did expend a lot of energy in that first round.
That is true. And talk about a question mark kick.
That was fast.
Now it was almost a little too fast, you know. So like Anthony didn't get a chance to even read the bottom part of the question mark kick. It just looked like a head kick, so he reacted to a head kick.
And there was no setup. You're right. Yeah, you really have to set those up.
Yeah, there's no longer a question mark kick if I don't see the bottom part. You know, if I just see your leg coming towards my face, is a head kick.
And conversely, on that one that Anthony threw earlier, he only did the bottom part of the bottom part.
Nice. I like the fact that Anthony's actually kicking the legs.
Yeah.
That's what I'll be expecting Fabian to do, but If I'm Anthony, start doing that more. You know, he's very, very heavy on that leg. Like we were saying, those are some giant tree trunks.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, there we go. Now we're finally picking it up. Go to the calf. Oh! And that's what I was talking about.
Fabian.
A guy that has those amount of finishes on his record is probably because he has sneaky power that catches people by surprise.
Yes.
Hey, and you know what, Sadiq?
That
Down here,
shook Rossi.
yeah, I'm down here ringside. I got a different viewpoint from you guys. He's glassy-eyed right now.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
he's still on wobbly legs here.
It's one of those things where he might look okay, but you could tell he's definitely not. Yeah, and that's smart.
This is
Yeah,
exactly
very
what we
absolutely.
Yep. Gotta
That is
go.
Very smart.
It's time to go for Rossi now.
Yes.
Go to you. Yeah.
That is very smart for Anthony. Right now, we're going to stay this close until the round is over. Enough for me to get my bearings.
I gotta tell you, being a big boy in my 40s myself, I'm a little bit proud of Fabian here.
Yeah, man.
He's representing.
Yeah, man. At 42, and you could tell he has some natural power, you know. And like I was saying before, if you're sleeping folks in one round consistently, it's either that you just have insane power from the get-go, or you're one of those guys that like people exchange with you and then they get comfortable. They're like, oh, okay, we can do this.
Right.
And then next thing you know, their lights is out.
Yeah, you see those big legs. I mean, that's where that power is coming
Yes,
from.
for
You know,
sure.
if he can just
For sure.
wait and bide his time, yeah, he's gonna land something big eventually.
And hats off to Anthony, man. He I don't know if you consider that eating that, but but
Yeah.
hey, he stayed up.
Rossi definitely brought the crowd tonight, guys. I don't know if we've touched on it already or not, but we are completely at capacity. In fact, we oversold a little bit. Standing room only in here tonight.
Nice.
And it sounds like 80% of them are friends of Rossi.
Yes,
This boy definitely has us following.
You can tell because sometimes at main events, sometimes you can start seeing some people, okay, the person we're here to support is already fought.
Absolutely.
So you start walking out, but this place is packed.
Yep. Very interesting round here. Hard to judge that one. You know.
It's a little difficult. You know, I want to lean a little bit towards Fabian just because he came close to, like he landed something very, very big, but it's barely. You know, it's one of those that if they give it to Rossi, I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah, Rossi seemed to be landing some of the smaller strikes all throughout, kicking the leg, and then kind of controlling the end with the wrestling. But yeah, you getting wobbled like that takes it puts a lot in the hands of the judges.
Now, is this for the heavyweight title?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
So are they gonna go 5?
No, it's 3 5-minute rounds.
Okay.
Okay, I was about to say if it's 5 minutes, I don't know how Fabian's gonna be able to make it through this because right now he's on that stool and he looks like he's going through it.
Yep.
Guys, I see that the owner of the shop, Jim, one of our great sponsors, Jason Albrecht, has made his way down to ringside to cheer on his boy Anthony Rossi here in this final round. We'll see how it goes.
I think we might be looking at 1-1 here, man.
Yeah,
you know, and
I think you're right.
Whoever wins this round gets it.
Yep.
And you know what? It was all that second round. If we're thinking correctly, it could have all been done on that one big power shot.
Yep, just that one punch. Now let's see if I'm Anthony, man. We're fighting the rest of this fight against the fence.
Who can implement their game
Yeah.
plan more? Is Fabian? Yes.
And who wants it more? You know. Now it's time to let it all hang out. Do you want to walk home with that strap or not?
Yeah, Fabian looks.
He's ready to go.
You know.
If I'm Rossi, I'm faking for that takedown.
Definitely. Even if I have to grab one leg.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't like Rossi picking up standing on one foot. Oh, what's going on?
Oh!
Faked them out. Faked them out. He got me too. Nice.
That was perfect timing.
That was great.
You fight with no honor.
Little bit of
Have you ever seen Game of Thrones? Like, yeah, but he did. You fight with no honor. You faked them out. That was awesome, man. Right into a single leg like we called for.
That was great.
We asked for a single leg. He gave us a single leg.
Very sneaky. Now he's got to pressure him against the cage. He's got to start pushing Fabian towards the cage so he can't use his hips.
Poor Fabian. Being a nice guy.
Fell for the rope-a-dope.
Oh, man. I like it. But now, hey, to be serious, Fabian got to do something. You got to get your feet on the hips and push away or something. You know, you can't spend the rest of this fight on your back.
Yeah, otherwise, Anthony's just going to control the rest of this fight.
Exactly. And being a big, strong wrestler, now you just forward pressure driving in. We don't know how good Fabian is off his back. We see he's putting in a knee shield, which is good. But let's see if he has any type of attacks or any type of threats off his back.
Hey, Sadiq, listen. He's the same age as me, same height and weight as me. I can tell you right now, that those attempts ain't coming easy, brother.
Now, this is pro on like a few fights we've seen with. Oh no! I wouldn't agree with this.
No way.
Yeah, that might have been bad strategy on Anthony's part. You know, you just gave up a very, very dominant position.
And we've still got some time left in this round.
We have a lot of time left on this round.
Unless he can get him down again. Unless it's, we're just going to go down again and again.
Yeah, but now you're using energy that you didn't need to use, you know?
You could have rode out that victory.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's not the way anybody wants to finish a fight. I understand that.
But I don't think Anthony's thinking about us right now. I don't think he's thinking about us right now. I think he's thinking about getting a victory.
Takes a look up at the screen.
Yeah, maybe he thought there was less time in the round than there actually was.
I think you're right. He's used to fighting those 3-minute rounds.
Yeah.
They're in deep water now, boys.
But to be honest, although they're on the feet now, it's similar to the same thing that was going on the ground, you know?
Right.
So Fabian has to take advantage of this, you know? The guy gave you a way back into the fight. You have to bust through that door.
Yeah. So Fabian's sticking that lead leg out real far, and I don't know why Anthony's not dropping down for that single right now. It's right there.
Hey, you said it yourself. Those are some big boys, man.
That's true.
Single legs aren't the easiest things to finish, especially with 200 and something pounds leaning on you.
Like doing a deadlift in there.
Now I wouldn't be surprised.
A couple diesel trucks with low fuel tanks.
If the referee might separate them here, you know, because although it's Anthony's working a little bit, it's not that much action.
Definitely, yeah. I would like to see more output.
Would you say? Did you say that they are like diesel trucks?
Yeah, we got a couple diesel trucks low on fuel right now.
Big 18-wheelers.
Hauling lots of freight.
Yeah, I'll be okay with a separation here from the referee.
We've got to be in short time now.
Yeah, I don't see enough happening. But hey, on Anthony's part, this is exactly what you want to do. You know, just run out the clock.
Yep.
1 minute left, unless if Fabian's able to get some type of crazy knockout. I don't see this fight going his way.
And it looks like Rossi is just putting all of his weight, all of the pressure he can.
Yeah.
And
hey, we said Fabian's never been out of the first round. Yeah. You know, so this must feel like insane to him.
Yeah. Hey, he's got, who knows, and
grandkids.
Judges with who knows what the judges are going to say. We've seen crazier things than this, but if he loses this fight, really he has nothing to be ashamed of. He's put on a hell of a fight against a guy, almost half his age.
Definitely. What you lost here is a better tactician. You lost to somebody that had better tactics. Yeah. He hit you with the we're no longer fighting the single leg, and then he held you against the fence.
I tell you what, though, he can walk home knowing he landed the shot of the night. I mean, the shot of the fight against Rossi. That shot he took early in the fight was a huge momentum boost. Just not able to capitalize on it from what I can see.
Great fight. Man, great tactics and great execution from Anthony Rossi. Yeah. With the walk-off single leg. And of course, I know Fabian's probably a little bit down on himself. And you know what's very surprising? I didn't see Rossi land anything crazy, but if you look at both of their faces, Fabian's wearing it a whole lot worse than he is.
Yeah, no matter what, you gotta come out there, raise your hands up at the end of the fight. You gotta sway the crowd, sway the judges some way.
A little bit.
Yeah. But great showing from both. Again, Fabian, this is his first fight out of the first round, and he made it to the very last with a lot of heart.
Yeah. Just at the age of 42.
He got in there with a younger guy who has a different background.
Yeah.
That's all. We grow and we learn.
Very impressive. And it looks like we're gonna have a new heavyweight champ for CageZilla.
We have it. That's
one of the few things in my career is like I I had a lot of titles in the amateur like regional scenes. I didn't get any regional pro titles.
Right.
It's like, and I wish I had stuck to. I bounced around so many different organizations.
Yes.
Like I'll just come in for one fight. Because I do wish I had gotten a couple of titles under my belt.
Well, how many did you have on the regional scene before you got picked up? Because it was pretty quickly, right?
6.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
a quicker than
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot.
6,
You know, I
yeah.
mean, again, you have
Yeah.
you have great showings like you had. I'm sure
Yeah.
you're gonna get picked up a lot
And
sooner.
taking the right risk at the right time.
Exactly.
That's
Yes.
one of those things I tell people too. Like we were talking about cracking the egg too early.
Right.
There's some times where it's best for people to save us against our own egos, and at the same time to not shy away from good competition.
Absolutely.
The biggest thing that helped me out was taking a fight that I thought that they thought I was supposed to lose, and that's I fought one of Conor McGregor's guys.
Oh, wow.
Coming in
Yeah.
as a guy that's supposed to lose, got that victory, and the same thing with the contender fight with Mike Davis. Those type of opportunities, like, they don't present themselves often, but when they do, you could capitalize on them very
Fighting is
easily.
very interesting with that. It's sometimes who you know, it's who you fight more than likely.
Exactly. And you might be the guy that they're bringing in to lose.
Exactly,
But
yeah.
you show out and you get the benefits of it.
Yeah, you can't always count on yourself to be the sheep to slaughter, man.
Exactly.
You got to be you're the line no matter what.
Exactly. And now we're going back to Chris.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. But before we do, let's hear a big round of applause for both these fighters, putting on one hell of a show. Great job, guys. Definitely worthy of the main event. And now to the scores. Judge 1 scores about 30-27. Judge 2 scores about 30-27. And Judge 3 scores about 29-28. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision and new CageZilla heavyweight champion. Out of the red corner, it's Anthony Rossi.
And that's kind of what we expected, If I had to give one round, it'll probably be the second round to Fabian. But, yeah, I could easily see the judges even giving all 3 rounds to Anthony Rossi.
Absolutely, yeah. That last round was, kind of a I'm gonna wait this out. Yeah.
I'm trying to put this as nicely as I can.
But no, he definitely showed out in the first. And the second was very close, but yeah, no doubt.
You got to do what you got to do to solidify the victory.
We'd still like to see, again, this is the amateur scene, but this is where we see guys come to their own later on. If they can make those adjustments, discipline-wise, right, or technique-wise.
Yes, definitely. And now we're gonna throw it back down the sky.
Yeah, dude. How's that feel? Wow, Rossi. Wow. You took a huge hit in the beginning, came back strong, took advantage from the ground. So what happened in between the first, second, and third round conversations with your coach where you changed strategies?
They wanted me to posture up and get a lot more ground and pound in because taking him down, I felt pretty confident that I could take him down. The beginning, my ground and pound was a little weak. We've been going over a lot. Posturing up, getting the power shots. So that's really what they were pushing most of the time. But let me say, it's about damn time. First came to one of these about 4 years ago, and I knew as soon as I started training, I could get one of these very soon. Here we are, 3 years into my MMA journey. Local champ. What's next?
Is there anyone you want to thank before you head out?
Yeah, I want to thank all my friends and family for coming out here and supporting me. Thank you so much for being here. This is awesome. My coaches, thank you so much for giving me your time and putting up with my bullshit, especially you, Johnny.
Congratulations again. Back to you, Sadiq.
Great performance by Anthony. Great performance by Fabian. And like we said before, man, hey, you do whatever you can to solidify the victory. You had a very competitive first round. You had a very, very tough second round. And third round, hey, this is what we're going to do. Put them up against the fence. Get that victory however we can. Yeah. Funny enough, that's kind of how my fight went. The one that I said I got 30-27, had him up against the fence, and slowly but
Slug it
surely,
out.
yeah, we're gonna secure this victory.
You know, I don't know if you guys touched on it already, Sadiq, but I wanted to mention I was a little surprised that we didn't have 29-28s across the board.
Yeah.
Those two 30-27 surprised me.
Yeah, to be honest, I said although he landed heavier shots, I wouldn't be surprised because it was very, very close. The only change was that one big punch, you know.
Yeah.
So I could easily see a judge giving him that round, anyways. All right, and joining you tonight was me, Super Sadiq Yusuf. You know, everything, all of my social media is Super Sadiq Yusuf. It's always a pleasure commentating here for CageZilla.
Yeah, same here. This is Josh Francis, J_Fancy Francis on Instagram. It is always a pleasure. Yeah, we love coming here. Love doing the commentary with Sadiq, and I hope to see you guys again soon.
Well, boys, on behalf of everybody here at the